22 years after it was released, Sophie Ellis-Bextor's pop hit Murder on the Dance Floor is back and bigger than ever, thanks to the controversial new movie Saltburn, where the song is featured in one of the most talked about scenes, and there are a few of those. It's gone viral, rocketing back into the global charts. Our showbiz correspondent Steve Hargrave caught up with Sophie. Steve, we love her, but the song is charting higher now than it did 2 decades ago, and this movie, well, it's quite something, isn't it?
Yeah, I think to say the least, Eddie. I think the world divides into those who've seen it and just endlessly talk about it, and those who haven't. If you haven't, please excuse the next few minutes because you might be a little bit shocked by what we're going to try and show you. It's a bit like when Kate Bush was famous again for her song featuring on Stranger Things. Sophie's song has gone viral for featuring in a bit of the movie where a character loses his clothes, shall we say the least. Luckily, I kept my clothes firmly on when I caught up with the very lovely Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
It's murder on the dance floor. You better not kill the groove, DJ. Gonna burn this goddamn house right down.
Saltburn is the hit movie of the awards season that's got everyone talking, but it's also given Sophie Ellis-Bextor something even bigger to smile about.
I'll have to
Murder on the Dance Floor was chosen to play over the film's rather in-your-face final scene, and a whole new audience has discovered it, catapulting it straight back into the charts some 22 years after it first came out. It's a weird second life for one of her big hits, helped along by Barry Keoghan's bits.
Well, here she is, the lady of the moment. Sophie, that is you. You're the lady of the moment around the world. Yeah. No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, how extraordinary. I suppose I better lap it up.
I was trying to think how I could burn up this interview, and I thought about, do I recreate the final scene? No. Do I do it in the bath? No, no one needs to see that.
No, that would...
So I figured I'd just put up a picture of the hot thing everyone's talking about.
It's beautiful.
It's not Barry's booty.
Yeah.
It's your song.
Yeah.
Hey.
Look at that. No Barry Botty.
It's reunited with its cheeky co-star. Can you quite believe this is happening? Because it's so surreal, isn't it, to have your song associated with this movie and suddenly it blows up like this.
You're right. Surreal is a very good word. And I think especially because when the film and the song were really starting to have a wild adventure, it was all over like Christmas and New Year. So I was having quite a quiet time. I just finished a UK tour and I could see all this stuff happening. And I was like, this feels very abstract. And it's really fun and it's pretty magic. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit magic.
don't think you'll get away. I will prove you wrong.
The song has rocketed into the top 30 of this week's Aussie charts, while over here in the UK, it's hit number 2, and it's also entered the US countdown. Luckily, it's a song that Sophie still adores. She sang it right here on Sunrise at the end of 2022, floating down the Yarra on a disco boat.
I'm really, really good friends with Murder on the Dance Floor, and we've already had so many adventures together, and I sing it all the time. You know, I was in Australia just, at the end of the year before last, and I got to sing it on top of the boat, and it was early morning, and all of Melbourne was just waking up, and it's like, it's so special, and I love what I do, and if anything, I love what I do more now than ever, and I already had such an exciting year last year.
I think a lot of families over Christmas perhaps had a bit of a shock if they sat down to watch Saltburn thinking it was going to be very festive. But I heard the first time you watched it, you were with your mum on one side and your eldest son
Yes.
on the other side. So was there any family embarrassment at all about... Because this movie's quite risque for those that haven't seen it, to say the least.
Yes, not giving anything away. There's a few, what I would say, challenging moments. Actually, you know what? We all really enjoyed it. But yeah, I think actually for me, it was probably the hardest because I was worrying a lot about how my mum and my son were feeling. But actually, they were both fine. We all managed to look each other in the eye afterwards and everything was fine. And I did love how Murder on the Dance Floor was used. I thought it was pretty genius and so hedonistic and free.
Very free, I think, to say the least. Is there some new material to sort of come from this? Are you being inspired by this sort of revisiting the old days?
It's just weird timing because I was already making a dance pop album, which I haven't done for years. I was already back in that headspace. So there's some nice parallels. Quite sweetly, a lot of people I'm working with are people that I worked with back in that era as well.
You'll have loads of young new fans, won't you? Wherever you go, there'll be people turning up who haven't seen you before, and that'd be brilliant.
Oh, crazy. Well, I better sit them down. There's a few decades to get through.
Absolutely love Sophie. Good friend of the show as well. She says she'll come your way, by the way, when new music comes out. And if you haven't seen Saltburn yet, don't watch it with the family. OK, that's my only tip. Just lock yourself in a room, watch it by yourself.
Yeah, I only just finished watching it yesterday, and yeah, free is one word, Steve. Certainly
it's quite a moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
that scene's quite a scene.
It's a cultural moment.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. You were just joking, Nat, about your kids saying, "Oh, there's this new song around." That actually happened to Sophie Ellis-Bextor on the red carpet because people were saying to her, "Where did you come up with the music? It's so great for the film." She's like,
Really?
"No, it's been around for 20 years."
It's got a new life of its own.
Yeah,
Oh, amazing.
great.
So often with our kids, they say, "How about this new song?" And it's been remixed, not that one, but often. And we say, "Here's the original."
People won't listen to the original the same way ever again,
I
will
know.
they? Thanks, Eddie.